My name is Kim Hap and today I'm going to talk to you about the golden age. My presentation is in three parts. First, I'm going to talk about the golden age. Second, I'm going to talk about the sculpture program at the Parthenon. Third, I'm going to talk about the architecture program at the Acropolis. First of all, I would like to talk about the golden age of Athens. The age of Pericles and Panacontasia are all names for the time period when Athens reached its height of power and prosperity. It began in 478 BC and lasts for approximately 50 years until 431 BC. In the beginning of its so-called the Golden Age, Athens was just coming out of the Persian Wars as leader of the Hellenic, and they were beginning their rise of power. Their accomplishments in those areas influenced essentially every aspect of society today. Before the Golden Age, Athens was like another city-state in Greece. There was not superpower of the city. In fact, there was not certificate at all during this time. Athens was located at the peninsula of Attica, and it was the only part of mainland Greece that remained Ionian and did not submit to the Dorian invasion. Another important battle of the Persian War was the Battle of Thermopylae, which was fought in 480 BC. 7,000 men were led by King Norodas of Sparta, and his 300 Spartans were the backbone of the army. And now let's move on to my second part, which is the architecture program at the Acropolis, while leading Athens during its golden age. Architecture was very important to the Greeks. Pericles believed the city's greatness should be seen by the world, so he supported major construction of great structure. He had the Acropolis built, and its building contained Doric and Ionic columns were made of marble, and they represent the strength and grace of the Athenian. On the top of Acropolis was the Propylaea or intention way. The Propylaea incorporate in traditional Doric and Ionic style. It was designed by architect Menelaus Celsus 437 BC. Another structure on top of the Acropolis is the Enchantum, which is the temple of wingless victory. Perhaps the most famous building from the Golden Age was the Parthenon. The sculpture was built in 447 BC and was the spiritual center of Athens. It was designed and built by architecture Antinous and sculptor Phidias. The Parthenon was a temple dedicated to Athena, goddess of wisdom, and it was Doric in style. It is 237 feet long, 110 feet wide, and 60 feet tall. We note harmony and symmetry in the ways that the building is completely symmetrical. According to Greek scholar John Maimonides, the Parthenon is more the work of inspiration than of calculation. And now let's move on to my last part, which is the sculpture program at the Parthenon. The purpose of their art was to preserve something visible, such as an idea or feeling, by revealing its most prominent component. Great sculpture was intended to be displayed in public place, which means that it has to be worthy of God. The most important change in the art style may have been in the pose of sculpture. Before, the sculpture was a bit indistinct and unrealistic pose, and the face of the people always seemed very clean. In classical art, the pose of the sculpture was much more natural, and their face depicts various kinds of emotion. The style of art focused on balance, completeness, proportion, and realism. Sculpture would try to create the perfect person that would be almost godlike. The ancient Greeks believed that the closest thing to perfection was the young, athletic human body of a man. There were fewer sculptures of women than men, and their body would always be closed. The mindset of the average Greeks from this time period was women are not equal to men. Therefore, women cannot be anywhere near perfection. This kind of attitude was the reason why there were fewer works of art of women. In conclusion, I would like to summarize all my 3 points, which are: my first point is talk about the Golden Age. My second point is talk about the sculpture program at the Parthenon, and my last point is talk about the architecture program at the Acropolis. Thanks for watching.